Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Bianca Assia Saeed, your motherhood empowerment coach. I want to talk to you today about something a little bit different than what we usually talk about. I want to talk to you about the concept of love and how important it is, or how unimportant it is actually. I have noticed in our culture, and this has been going on for a while, I think probably since the 60s, but I've noticed that people are making marriage decisions and parenting decisions based on how much they love people. And this is not even love in the sense of, oh, I care about them, or, they're important to me, or I want to do right by them. I'm talking about love as in a feeling. So often I'm seeing parents, strive to make their kids happy instead of teaching them the lesson that they were trying to teach them initially. If it gets too hard, or if it gets too, the child gets too upset, or, throws a big fit, or starts crying or something, all of a sudden, the lesson that the parent wants to teach the child is less important than the emotional maintenance of that child in the moment. And this happens with marriage and couples too, where you see, people getting married and citing their reason as, I'm in love with him, or I just love them. I don't know why we're, together. It doesn't make sense, but I just love them. And this really refers to this feeling, right? Not a concrete, solid commitment, but a feeling. And feelings are definitely not permanent. So the feeling of being in love, right? This has been studied too. The feeling of being in love, as you may know, goes away after a couple of years of being with the same person. And oftentimes people are confused when that happens. People tend to think that there's something wrong in their marriage, or that there's something, they might be with the wrong person or whatever, because they stop feeling this in love feeling. And that is such bull. I mean, people are getting married based on a feeling. And like I said, it's been studied, and this whole, feeling of being in love type thing, that has been, it's been linked to certain release of chemicals. In the first few years that you're in love with somebody, you have an excess of some happy chemicals in your brain, and which makes you feel like you have butterflies, you lose your breath around the person, and, you don't do anything that would make that person think less of you in front of them. You're so self-conscious. You're so excited you can't eat. All of these things happen when you're in love. And that feeling goes away after a couple of years. The span is a 1.5 to 3 years max, where you have this reaction you have this reaction to someone based on how you feel about them. That goes away after an average of a couple of years. So it is a feeling. It's not, indicating that you met your soulmate and that you will never not feel that way again with this person. Because people they believe in this false concept of falling out of love with somebody. That is such a myth. And I think it's very dangerous to base marriage and starting a family, which are two incredibly sacred and noble and serious commitments, on a feeling. It should not be based on a feeling. Your parenting style should not be based on how much you love your kids. Your merit, who you choose to marry, should not be based on how much you love your kids. And the way you feel about your who you choose to marry should not be based on a feeling, how much you love somebody, or how you feel about them. And, your commitment to your marriage or how you feel about your marriage should not be based on feelings. And that's not to say that feelings don't accompany all of this and that there's not a place for them. But feelings are temporary states of mind. Feelings are not as strong and solid as commitments. Marriage and parenting should be based on commitment and duty. Simply dedication. You made this commitment to this person, hopefully based on you having similar values and, their character and integrity, not how much you liked them at the time or how in love you were with them. And then starting a family should be based on, you guys wanting to raise your children in a righteous way. Not because you like kids or don't like kids or you want to see what it would be like to have a product of your love. No, that's not what it's about. It's all about commitment, duty, dedication, longevity, and doing justice. And you'll hear me reference this topic a lot. This is a big, huge foundation in my faith is the concept of justice. And I notice a difference between Christianity and Islam in that Christianity seems to be largely based on the concept of love. And love, as in just being nice and like an overabundance of forgiveness and mercy and grace. And there's not a real focus on justice like there is in Islam. We have a clear indications for what justice are. We have outlined duties, to our spouses. We have outlined duties to our parents and our kids. And these are not to be taken lightly. A marriage and a family unit is the most fundamental building block of society. And without strong families based on commitment and the choice every day to keep doing the right thing, societies fall apart. And that's what we see a lot of these days, is that families are crumbling because they're not based on anything solid. They're based on feelings, which change all the time. So what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about love and commitment and being in love and all this? What do you think makes a strong family? What do you think makes a strong marriage? Have you been in love with your husband for 30 years? I doubt it. It's unless you're using in love in a different context, maybe that's so, but I just want to know what you guys think about this. I am writing a book about this, about marriage in the 21st century. And I want to know what you all think about it, what questions you have, what do you want to know, what should I include? This will be largely based on my stance that marriage and family should be based on commitment and dedication and conscious choice instead of feelings. So let me know what you think about that. And then don't forget to check out part 2, which is going to discuss the myth of happiness and why it's not very important to be happy.